Welcome back. Even as renowned scholar Dr. Kalburgi's last rites took place this morning, we're getting some latest updates. According to police sources, an unlicensed weapon was used to kill Dr. Kalburgi. His murder has sparked protests in Bengaluru, with several prominent people now calling for an extensive probe into the murder. Though the police say that it's probing all angles, the role of right-wing extremist group is highly suspected. The award-winning writer and former Vice-Chancellor of Kannada Hampi University had run-ins with Hindu groups in the recent past when he had criticized Hindu idol worship last year. 77-year-old Dr. Kalburgi was shot dead early Sunday morning outside his house in Dharwad in Karnataka. Police sources say that he wanted security cover removed. Despite them convincing him to retain it, he grew adamant and asked for the removal of the armed guards. Dr. Kalburgi is the third murder, in fact, of a rationalist in the past 2 years. Maharashtra-based Narendra Dabolkar, who ran a campaign to eradicate superstition and black magic, was murdered in August 2013. And earlier this year, Govind Pansare, who supported intercaste marriages and opposed several Hindu rituals, was shot dead. The probe into the last two cases have not gone any further than the initial updates. Pratibha Raman is now joining us with the latest details. Pratibha, what more is the police sharing at this moment as far as the probe is concerned?
Well, at this point in time, yes, the needle of suspicion does point to the right-wing groups because of the threats that were already present with respect to Kalburgi. In fact, there were about 2 armed guards who were stationed here for his protection. It was only 6 months ago that he insisted that these guards be removed, and it was upon Mr. Kalburgi's insistence that the police had to give way and remove the armed guards. In fact, I'm standing right outside the residence. In fact, this particular road is quite silent in the mornings. Not many people really walk on the roads here. I have with me an eyewitness who was really startled by the sound of the shot, but it was too late before he could come out and register the faces of the 2 assailants. Sir, ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆಯಿತು? ನಿನ್ನೆ ನೀವು ಬರುವಾಗ ಏನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ?
ನಿನ್ನೆ ಬರುವಾಗ ನಾನು ಈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದೆ, ಒಂದು ಬೈಕ್ ನಿಂತಿತ್ತು. ಬೈಕ್ ನಿಂತಿತ್ತು, ನನ್ನ ವರ್ಕಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಹೋಗೋದು ಆದಿಂದ ಒಂದು 5-10 ನಿಮಿಷನಾಗ 8:30 8:40ಗೆ ಪಟ್ ಅಂತ ಸಪ್ಪಳ ಬಂದಾದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಾ ಏನಂತ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಂಗ ಅದು ಅಡ್ಡಾಡ್ತಾವೆ, ಪಟಾಕ್ಷಿ ಹಾರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲಕ್ಷ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ನಾ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗಿಂದ ಅಕ್ಕ ಚೀರ್ಕೊತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನನಗೇನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗೈತೆ ಅಂತ ಗುರ್ತತ್ತು. ಹಂಗೆ ನಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಹತ್ತಿ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೀದಾ ಗಾಡಿ ಮೂವ್ ಇತ್ತು ರೀ. ಮೂವ್ದಾಗ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಗಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ರೀ. ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗಾಡಿ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಟ್ಟ ಇತ್ತು ಅದು.
Right, what he says is that he did hear the sound of the 2 guns. He also noticed the fact that the bike was parked here as he arrived on this road at around 8:30, 8:40 in the morning. But then it was too late before he could register the faces of the 2 assailants. By the time, he was in a state of shock, and what he saw was the wife of Mr. Kalburgi crying out, asking him for help to call any kind of ambulance. And that was the first thing that he had to do instead of noting the registration number. But yes, he does now regret. He in fact had a sleepless night, is what he's told. In fact, the entire place of Dharwad is enveloped in a state of gloom as well as shock, because all of them, it's a pretty quiet place here. All of them are quite startled and disrupted by this.
Right, and there's considerable amount of anger in Bengaluru as well. And considering that in the past in the country there have been 2 more rationalists who have been killed, and there has been no headway in the investigations there as well, what kind of pressure is building on the police to fast track this probe?
Well, in fact, the police does say that all efforts are in fact, right from the call records. In fact, we are told that Mr. Kalburgi was on a phone call when the doorbell rang. So they are looking at all these kind of angles, whether there was any kind of personal rivalry, or is it just the right-wing groups. All these kind of angles are being probed into the questioning of the family members. All of it will take place one by one. Right now, the police is busy trying to make arrangements for the procession as well well as the final rites. In fact, the final rites will be done here at around 11 a.m. and it's only after that a procession will take place through the Kannada Vidyapita, and that is where he contributed a lot, and hence the procession is done in tribute to the kind of work that he has done in that particular place. So it's only after that that the investigation will go on in full swing.
Right, Pratibha, thanks for joining us with those details.